Hey Air Gunners, welcome. Skinny Mitch here. So I'm having some issues. Tom is having some issues with his Air Venturi Avenger magazine. You see that gap right there? I can't figure that out. Um, Whatever he did, he popped the spring out. So um, I took it apart, and I thought I had the preload figured out from when I had to mess around with my 30 caliber um, FX Boss, and it allowed me to preload the spring one full revolution. But this one isn't letting me do that. It'll only let me. I'm going to try to keep that spring in the little hole here. Bear with me, this screw is like really, really long. I need to get me some T-handles. Okay, so let me just show you that. Well, that's not really working. Okay, so I'm putting the preload on it. Just up to right there, okay? So it matches his other magazine, and see that little U part right there? That matches, okay? I tried to preload it all the way one full revolution, and it would not work because when I tried to load the magazine, it just pulled the spring back out. Now, real quick, I noticed that when I put this on, you can see there's clearly, well, there's a little bit of a gap right there. But this is what's happening when I put the screw in. If I put it too tight, it doesn't cycle when we put it in the gun, and the window doesn't bounce back, right? So, see if I can't get this back together real quick. Show you guys what I'm talking about. So unless there's a way to preload that spring before I put the little star part on, there's no way to preload it in between, if you get my drift. I know I'm coming off camera, but we're just screwing this in here. Again, longest screw ever, but I guess that's a good thing. You can catch it before it falls all the way out. Okay, one thing I noticed that when I get down here, it gets really hard to screw in. I'm starting to think that this was cross-threaded and it's putting pressure on one side more than it is the other, which is causing the problems of me not being able to tighten it all the way down with this gap. Let me see here. Okay, still not there. I didn't want this video to be that long, but I need your guys' help. Okay, so obviously that's too tight. but I just want to show you what's going on. See that gap right there? It's not sitting flush, which when we put it in the gun causes it to jam and it won't rotate. Now if I loosen this up just a little bit, okay, now I got the rotation and spring tension, but as you can see, unless I spin it all the way up to the top, let's see if I, yeah, see, it spins all the way around, goes past the stop. But if I preload it to right there, it doesn't go back. If I tighten it any more, obviously it's not going to work. If I loosen it up anymore, I get it to go back, right? So now we got there, but that gap gets even bigger. So my question is, do I got the preload right? Is there a way to turn the spring, preload the spring, and then get it in that little U groove that I showed you underneath? Again, when we stick this in the gun and we cock it, shoot the first shot, the magazine doesn't rotate, even though I got enough spring tension even at the first pellet. But again, it's not tightened all the way down, so it's going past the stop. I mean, the only thing I can think of now, when I had all this apart and I put the lid on there with no guts in there, it sits flush, because I was thinking maybe this got disoriented or it was in the sun and it deformed it. But that's not the case, because it sits flat when I push on it. See, like when I push on it, all the way around, no gap. But when I tighten the screw down to where it should be in its natural living position, I don't get the rotation. And even when I have it like this and I stick it in the gun, like I said, it won't rotate. Anyway, I need your guys' help. Let me know what you think. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing it right? Tricks, hints, help. All right? Like I always say, be safe and have fun.